Oh, I really ought to clean up my bench, but that takes time. Okay, let's get things landed here. See if I got a good fit with my screwdriver. So these are pretty good connections. You know, they really clamp down on your wire. This is designed for, you know, number 10, maybe number 8 wire. We've got number 12 going in here. Okay. It's just good habit, and especially in the electrical industry in our world, that your ground is the first to make and last to break. So as you're deciding what to connect, do your grounds first. It's just a safe way to do it. And you'd wonder, oh, I got a black and a white. What do we got going on here? Well, your white, your neutral conductor, goes to the silver terminal. This one there's no doubt about which one is silver, which one is green, and which one is kind of a brass color. And there you land the hot. This is a 30 amp plug. It is 120 volt. This is a 30 amp RV plug. It is different than anything else in the world. It's specifically for recreational vehicle, 30 amp. I'm going to, where'd the rest of my screws go? There. I'm going to change the bus from a 30 amp service to a 50. And that'll be in an upcoming video, possibly even today, because I think I have all the parts. I ordered everything last week. A 50 amp RV service is a 240 volt. So it's a 120, 240 volt service. So essentially you have 220 volt legs at 50 amps a piece, or 100 amps at 120 volts. Because there's nothing in an RV that draws from a 240 volt source. They're all 120 volts, so it really gives you two legs of 120 volts at 50 amps a piece. Alright, and you would want to pick up a cover for this. This for me is temporary. And there's probably somewhere around a better way to do it. I get that. For my purpose, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to put the, I'm just using a Romex connector as a cord connector. If you were making this watertight, you would want to use a CGB, which is a cord grip. It is completely sealed for outside use. Like I said, I'm going to convert this bus to 50 amp, and I have bought a 50 amp cord, which is, in this case, I purchased a number 6 conductor 4-wire RV cord for the bus. But this is my 12 gauge extension cord that's going to provide me temporary power while we're working on the bus here over the next few weeks. Now then, let me see what the other end of this cord looks like. Because it's probably needing changing. Alright, probably could have had all of this prepared. Well, it's Sunday. I'm not really thinking like that. Oh, that's pretty nasty. Let's get that off of there. And what is that? I can tell you I need a different screwdriver. Let's have this one. You know what? be so much easier will just be, let's just cut it off of here. Let me get a better cutters. What do we got? Where's the big dogs? Let's just not fiddle with it. It's going in the garbage anyway. Severed. 2 points. Shootsy scores. Alrighty. Now then, we're going to put a 15 amp, 120 volt cord cap on that. Let's see what I got in my stash. Oh yes. Right here. Nice and new. First of all, these have a little insert in them, depending on the size of cord you're using. So let's set these aside. See this little insert right here? Take that out, because this is a nice big cord, and that'll just squish it too tight. That's it. Alrighty. Slide this together. We'll strip this out. Don't go too crazy because you want all the wire to be inside the connector. You don't want it to pop out. So I ring this not all the way through, but just mostly through. And then when you can see it stretching when I peel it back, it'll break. Yeah, see there? Just got to do it right because it's on video. Cut it a little bit. Oh, there it goes. See? Worked. And then this is the garbage inside that gives it its strength. Be very careful with your razor knife. We'll just get all this stuff cut out of here. It must be getting warm out this morning because I'm sweating. I don't really have that much a sense of temperature. I just have to pay attention to if I start to sweat, then I know it's warm out. I have to watch myself. Alright, we're going to strip these out, probably around a 1/2 inch or so. They're actually a tad long. I can tell you from experience. I think we'll be okay, but we're certainly at the limit. We're going to twist these up nice and tight. And remember the silver looking screw, which is this one, that's your neutral. The brass looking screw, that's your hot. Greenish ground. I'm looking to see if these are already open, and they are. And then when you decide which one you're going to do first, your decision needs to be, we always do the ground first. It's the first one to make. It's the last one to break, which means if we're taking it apart, ground is last. I'm just running these in with the drill. We'll come back and tighten them up here in a second. Make sure you have slid the body of the connector on before you put these in, because then you don't have to take them back off to do so. Okay. Take our screwdriver. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. And we'll put our body back together. Sometimes there's a little key. In this case it's right here. You'll have to search on the body to what it lines up to. Is that a key for real? Not so sure. It's probably like that. There's the key right there. Get Get all the screws to line up. We just run them in with a drill for a quickie. We'll come back to it. I'm going to twist that a little bit and shove it forward so we don't have conductors showing. I did strip them just a tad long. We took the insert out of that clamp or it would just really over tighten it. We don't need that. Just run them in quick with the drill. Come back and hit them by hand. You don't need to go crazy, but you do want it tight, so a little bit even. There we go. All right, let's go put this in place. Alrighty, I got her strung out here and plugged in. Again, this is a 30 amp cord, but it's going to be swapped out for 50. Get that pulled. And there we go. Not sure if this is ever coming apart. Yeah. Well, I'll work on it. So there you go. We've made a cord out of number 12, which is good for 20 amps. It's plugged into a 20 amp circuit. We put a 30 amp, 120 volt RV receptacle in a box so that I could plug my bus into it without a 30 amp to 15 amp adapter, which won't last, obviously. It's ruined the end on a brand new cord, and that's not safe, and it's not good on the equipment either when that connection is so poor. So now we have a 30 amp plug on the cord. We have a 30 amp receptacle to plug it into. The number 12 cord is protected because it's only being fed from a 20 amp breaker. If you tried to overload it, you know, like running both air conditioners at the same time, it will just trip the circuit breaker in the barn. But in a very near upcoming video, we're going to upgrade the service to this bus from 30 amp 120 volt to 50 amp to 40 volt and hardwire the connection to the generator through an automatic transfer switch. Stay tuned for that. Gang, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Please hit the thumbs up button and share it with a friend. We'll catch you on the next video.